directly, divinely inspired in his heart by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without any teacher. Right. However, they insisted that they want to see this computer that he had. So what he did, the great Mujaddid, he wore, his clothing consisted of amama, a hat, amama, and he had a waistcoat. Under the waistcoat he had either an angarka. Angarka is a royal dress. You know, it has an extra flap that goes over, like you find that in big coats where you find that it overlaps. One goes in and overlaps to other side, and then they have a piece of string here and a piece of string here which they tie. There's no buttons to it. That's known as angarka. It used to be a royal dress. And Allah Hazrat radiyallahu ta'ala is from a royal descent. He comes from a royal family, and then he adapted that. He wore that garb, as well as then he wore the normal kurta that is the length of it was below the knee, that we generally wear. We call the kurta or pairahan. Right. So he had a waistcoat, a kurta, and a vest inside. That was basically the upper garb. So what he did is that he opened the buttons, and the buttons of the waistcoat was always closed. They always closed it. The mashayikh, generally you will find that they will close the buttons of. So he opened the buttons of the waistcoat. Then he opened the button of his kurta. He opened it, and then he exposed his chest, and he pointed towards his chest, and he said, "This is the box that Allah has given me, that you put any question here, you take the answer through it." So we must use scientific technology to enhance ourselves. The computer has to now reflect you and take you back to the computer that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed in the head, which is known as the brain. This is the computer of Allah, created by Allah. It is superior to the computer created by man. Right? So any question that is to be asked to the mashayikh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has divinely enlightened them with secret knowledge, and they used to answer it. They never used to go to books. Allah Hazrat radiyallahu ta'ala, and when a question was posed to him, rarely went to books to give reference. He gave it off through his head. This is a blessing, and not everybody is blessed with this. So scientific discovery is here to draw your mind. Our subject matter is salah. You may be thinking, why am I going around the corner and giving you all this information? This information is given to you to make you understand the real concept of salah. Why was namaz prescribed? If you don't understand all these aspects, then you will be a victim of waswasa. You know what is waswasa? Interference of the shaitan. The shaitan was the biggest alim amongst the angel fraternity. Big alim. He was the ustaz, he was muallimul malakut. Allah appointed him as the ustaz to teach the angels. Imagine how much of knowledge he must have had. So he uses many ways to interfere with the mind. And I will, insha'Allah ta'ala, guide you through this subject, and understanding this concept, how the shaitan interferes with the mind and the heart, and how he misleads us. However, you may be thinking that why should we perform salah? Why? Because one person approached me and he asked me, what is the reason of performing salah? I said, it is a command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, what do you benefit by reading salah? I say, you benefit that one of the external benefits. I didn't want to deal with the spiritual aspect of it. Reason being that this man was not spiritually prepared to digest what I was going to tell him. He didn't know what is spirituality. He was you could see by his question You know, very important, as-su'alu nisful ilm. As-su'alu nisful ilm. Your question gives away half of your knowledge. If an intelligent person comes to you, his question will be very intelligent. An idiot comes to you, he will ask you a stupid question. By the way the man puts the question, you can evaluate his educational capacity. You'll understand it. If he comes with a very intrinsic spiritual question posed, then you must know that this man is spiritually enlightened and he belongs to that family and that group of people who are indulging in spirituality and spiritualism. So the way he asked me this question, I understood that this man is not spiritually equipped. He doesn't know what is spiritualism. I told him the external benefits of salah is that it protects you from evil. You know what he says? Okay, if I don't commit any sin in a day, if I don't commit any sin a day, any day for that matter, or any time, then it's not necessary for me to perform salah. Because salah is something that protects you from sinning and doing evil. And when I don't do any evil, I don't have to perform salah. I say that concept of yours of not performing salah is an evil. That itself, that the deduction and how you deduce this answer, that it saves you from sinning, this itself is a sin, because you are contravening the command of Allah. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you have to perform salah. So he looked at me and he said that, okay, very coolly, oh okay, if that's what all salah is all about, then I must think about it. You see now how the shaitan has taken over his thinking capacity. The reason being a lack of knowledge. When the child starts understanding, then I said to you, our elders were wise people. They did not let the child be influenced from non-Islamic society or non-Islamic ideologies. So they used to prepare the child according to the hadith of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. The child, as soon as the child starts understanding, say Allah, Allah, you teach the child Allah, then you teach the child kalma la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Slowly you teach. You don't teach the child how does the monkey make, how does the dog make, how does the car make. These are absolutely foreign, and we boastfully introduce our children to others by making the child say sounds that is living in its environment. You see, this is how we are misled, and this is how our society is corrupted. When the beloved Habib Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was still breastfeeding, the tradition at that time was to send the children for upbringing in the villages. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was still very young, he's still on a lap, still breastfeeding. He was sent away with Sayyidah Dai Halima Sa'diya radiyallahu ta'ala anha to the villages, outskirts. Two reasons. One is that the pure Arabic culture, in any culture for that matter, once it comes into the city, a city you will find foreigners coming in there, coming with their culture, coming with their ideologies, coming there with their pronunciation, a dialect. You see, now you look in South Africa, this one country is very unique. We have 14, 15 languages here. We have so many cultures here. This is the only country that I know of, maybe somewhere else, but as far as my knowledge is concerned, this is the only country that I know of that every province has a different dialect. You go to Cape Town, when they speak English, they've got their own dialect. When a person from Cape Town comes to Durban, when he speaks, you can close your eyes and he said, this man is from Cape Town. This from the Cape, because the way he pronounces the word, the way he talks. You're going to Durban, from Durban if he goes into Joburg, and when he speaks, they laugh at him saying he's a Durbanite. Because of his way of speaking. He's got his own dialect. The Joburg people come here, you will say, you will know that these are people from Johannesburg because this is their dialect. This is the only country that I know that English language has got so many different dialects. Only country. Everywhere in the world you go to the UK, you go any province in the UK, they all speak one dialect. You go to America, they all speak one dialect. The pronunciation is the same. You go to India, the pronunciation is the same. You go to speaking about English language now. Not speaking about the local language. I'm speaking about the English language. This is only unique place. That Durban has got a different dialect, speaking the different way of expression and the way they pronounce the words. Durban is different to Cape Town. Cape Town is different to Transvaal. Transvaal is different to any other portion. Because of the influence. Right. The Cape had its influence of its type of people and dialect. Durban had a multicultural, from India, Pakistan, from wherever we came, we had different dialects. Johannesburg developed its own dialect. So when you come to the public place, you tend to be influenced by other cultures. So what they used to do is they used to take the children and send them away to the villages where there is no influence of outside influence of people that come to visit. You come here because of business. You come here because it's a central marketplace. You find all type of people. But when you go in the village, nobody goes there besides the villages. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was sent there for the purity of the dialect, or the purity of the language. And number two, the culture is one Arabic culture which is not contaminated by other cultures that come there, because nobody goes to the village. And thirdly, because of sicknesses. The influx of people, they bring in sicknesses. Right. So these are the three reasons why they were sent away. Now, we have to understand that we're living in a multicultural society where we find people coming from the university that are scientifically jacked up. People come from an ignorant society, they're jacked up in ignorance. You come people who've got fancy different types of approach and beliefs in Islam. They will come to you and they will give you their aspect and their form of understanding the religion. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has safeguarded this Muslim society and Muslim religion, Islamic religion, this religion of Islam and his believers, by sending down one Quran al-Kareem and one unique Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam to teach us the real concept of Islam. And this Islam is governed by the divine ordinance of Allah and not by the whims and fancies of the individual's understanding capacity. So Quran, so inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Salah is the very important pillar, and it is stated that Salah is a pillar of Islam, and one who destroys the pillar destroys the religion of Islam. So inshallah ta'ala, systematically we will serialize this maybe over a period of 3 or 4 Jum'ahs that will give you the whole concept of Salah, the spiritual evaluation of Salah and the physical benefits of Salah, and also we will deal with the different postures of Salah. Ruku, sajda. I mean, this seems to us like a physical exercise. But what is hidden in that? Why was that prescribed? Inshallah, I will explain to you. And why do you read 2 rakat faraz in Fajr? Why 4 in Zohar? Why 4 in Asr? 3 in Maghrib and 4 in Isha? Why these numbers that have been prescribed? Inshallah, we will deal with that as well, and we'll give you the history behind it. and we'll give you the benefits behind this so that you can understand the basic fundamental